Hi there. Now that the dust has settled over what had happened in the national capital, with the Aam Aadmi Party having been unseated, with questions now being raised about what happens to Arvind Kejriwal and his Aam Aadmi Party, time for us also to look at how can this impact in states which are now going to witness polls in terms of assembly elections, and then finally, of course, the 2029 Lok Sabha elections. But before that, just take a look at these pictures. This victory scenario is of the BJP candidate in Malvinagar in South Delhi. Satish Upadhyay, the former BJP president, this is his victory celebration. But hey, this person who is being lifted on the shoulders of the supporters of Mr. Upadhyay is not some relative of Mr. Upadhyay, by the way. He happens to be the Congress candidate, Mr. Kochar, who performed in a manner that the number of votes which were polled by him ended up impacting the overall result. So Mr. Kochar gets 6,000 votes and Satish Upadhyay manages to get the better of the Aam Aadmi Party candidate Somnath Bharti by just over 2,000 votes. This really has been the story in multiple seats. 14 to 15 seats in the national capital were decided because the Congress candidate put in a show, perhaps which was not expected by the Aam Aadmi Party out of the Congress party. Whose vote was being taken by the Congress party? Of the Aam Aadmi Party itself. That takes us to our larger national narrative. Let's look at states. What if the Congress party, which is being accused of being a vote katua party of the Aam Aadmi Party in the national capital, can the Congress look at the same style, the same trajectory to find its lost mojo, its lost bearings in states where it used to rule at one point of time? So let's look at Punjab, for instance. One state where the Congress believes it can get its vote back from the Aam Aadmi Party. Take a look at these numbers. In 2014, the Congress party in the Lok Sabha elections was well over the BJP, 33% vote share, whereas the BJP was at around 8.74. The Congress in 2014 had 3 Lok Sabha seats from Punjab. The BJP had 2. The Akali Dal ended up getting 4. The Aam Aadmi Party clocked 24 percentage votes and got 4 Lok Sabha seats. This was in 2014. Cut to 2024. Look at the story in 2024. The Aam Aadmi Party, 26.02% with 3 Lok Sabha seats. The Congress Party, 26.3% votes with 7 Lok Sabha seats. The Akali Dal got 13. The BJP traditionally has not had much of a say in the state of Punjab. But the clash between the Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress Party in Punjab is pretty similar to the clash which we have seen unfold between the two parties in the national capital. 26.3% for the Congress, 26.02% for the Aam Aadmi Party. What does the Congress do? If the Congress now decides to pitch in all its might, let's say in this state itself, where it's had its chief ministers in the past, it can get the better of the Aam Aadmi Party, perhaps. It can find its way to the chief minister's chair in the state of Punjab, perhaps. But can it do so on its own? Will it not require the support, let's say, of the BJP, which, by the way, in 2024 Lok Sabha elections polled 18.56% votes but didn't get any seats as such? The Congress, having now worked out a strategy and not being embarrassed about it in any way whatsoever, all's well in love and war, they say. Well, all's well in love, war and politics. If the Congress party decides to piggyback on the BJP's performance to try and revive its own self in different states, is it willing to live with the adage of being a vote katua party? Let's look at the Telugu territory, the states of Andhra and Telangana. The two states which in 2009, in the undivided state of Andhra Pradesh, had given the Congress party the kind of might which enabled the UPA to come up with 206, 207 Lok Sabha seats. In 2014, the Congress in Andhra Pradesh got reduced to 2.9%, whereas the TDP, led by Chandrababu Naidu, was at 40.8%. Cut to 2024, the Congress has pretty much remained there only, 2.6%. But the TDP which is now the preeminent political party at 37.79%, along the way, the BJP has also managed to increase its vote share from 7% in 2014 to 11% in 2024. So, in a state where the Congress is not in a position to attack a third party, it can only fight against the TDP or it can fight against the YSRCP led by Jagan Mohan Reddy. The clash is between these two parties. What does the Congress do? Can the Congress aim to attract some vote back to its fold, either from Jagan Reddy's party, which has faced massive cases of corruption, inefficiency, and therefore Chandrababu Naidu is back at the helm there, or can it hope in this Reddy dominated territory, a caste split territory, can it hope to find its mojo back by getting votes away from the TDP? So, what does it tell us? What it tells us is that in states where the Congress is in a direct fight with the BJP, it performs in a different way. But in states where the Congress is in a direct fight with the regional party, such as Andhra Pradesh, it doesn't know what to do. So it's forced. Even if it wants to, it does not have an option to actually end up being a major player. Look at Assam, a similar story unfolding. 2014, the Congress party 29% vote, the BJP at 36% vote. 2024, the Congress at 37% vote, 37.48, the BJP at 37.43. But look at the gap. The BJP has 9 Lok Sabha seats, the Congress has 3 Lok Sabha seats. What's the X factor here? The AGP and the AUDF. Now, the AUDF is gone, but the Assam Gan Parishad, which polls 6.46% vote. So, what happens to the Congress party? Both in the assembly election as well as the Lok Sabha election, its vote ends up being split. And hence, the Congress party ends up being reduced to party number 2. If it has to take on the BJP, what does it do? How does it ensure that it ends up bringing the vote back from the AGP fold into its own territory? In Bihar, for the longest time, the Congress party has fought against the RJD, against the JDU, in partnership with the RJD and JDU, different strategies during Lok Sabha elections, different strategy during assembly elections. And in a state, by the way, where the Congress has been out of power for a very, very long time. It doesn't have any leadership on the ground to really boast of. But what if even it had a leader? Where is the vote going to come from? Because look at the numbers. In Bihar, the BJP is at 20.52% in 2024. The RJD is at 22.14%. The JDU is at 18.52%. The Congress, 9.2%. How does the Congress increase its tally, let's say, from 9% to 20%? Whose vote is it really going to attract? The RJD? And if it does wean away some of the Muslim vote away from the RJD into its own territory, whose cause will it end up hurting and whose cause will it end up helping? Hurting the secular cause, hurting the RJD / UPA cause, helping the BJP cause, much like what had happened in the national capital. In Gujarat, a straight bipolar contest, head-to-head contest between the Congress and the BJP, 3 elections since 2014. The Congress's vote share pretty much static around 32%. The BJP's vote share climbing marginally from 59% upwards of 60%. Hence, the Congress not in a position to take on the BJP. The Aam Aadmi Party, incidentally, during the assembly elections, ends up clocking 12% in the state of Gujarat, hurts the Congress's cause, and ends up getting a national party status for its own self. Is that the reason why the Congress has repaid the favor to the Aam Aadmi Party in Delhi? In Haryana, a similar story. Congress's vote share remaining pretty much on the heels of the BJP. In 2024, the Congress at 43.67%, the BJP at 46.11%, the Aam Aadmi Party getting 3.94%. Whose vote has the Aam Aadmi Party taken? The Congress parties. Does the Congress believe that if it continues to fight the Aam Aadmi Party, it can find its mojo back? Because as long as it fights the Aam Aadmi Party, what will happen is the BJP will continue to have the edge. So who's the vote katua? Is it the Aam Aadmi Party? Is it the Congress party? Look at Karnataka. There are regional players like JDS, which have now come into play. Between 2014 and 2024, the Congress's vote share has jumped from 40.81% to 45.53%. The BJP's vote share has jumped from 43% to 46.06%. Who's weaning away some of the votes? The JDS. Can the Congress fight the JDS and thereby again helping the BJP? The Congress's dilemma is just this, folks. As long as the Congress party is contesting against its own ally, against someone who's eating away into the vote base of the Congress party, it will keep helping the BJP cause. Madhya Pradesh, yet again, a straight bipolar contest between the BJP and the Congress. Well over 4 elections now, the Congress's vote share has remained static around 32%. In Maharashtra, we all saw what had happened. What does the Congress do here? Does it fight the NCP now? Does it fight the UBT faction of the Shiv Sena? Well, if it does, we just saw what happened in the Maharashtra Assembly elections. There was a view in Maharashtra that the Congress should fight all 288 assembly segments on its own. Just imagine what would have happened. If it had fought all the 288 assembly segments on its own, maybe the plight of the UPA, the plight of the MVA would have been even worse. And the victory margin of the NDA would have been even bigger. Odisha, Rajasthan, the story remains the same. In Uttar Pradesh, the big state of UP, where the Congress used to be in power at one point of time before the state of UP got bifurcated in the late 80s, the Congress has to decide, does it want to take on an Akhilesh Yadav and a Mayawati? It has gone into alliances. It has wanted to contest on its own as a junior partner. But if it decides to contest all assembly seats in 2027 to find some bearing for its own self, whose cause will it end up hurting? Akhilesh Yadav, who's locked in a head-on battle with the BJP. Is the Congress a vote katua party in the state of Uttar Pradesh? In West Bengal, if Akhilesh Yadav is looking closely at the Delhi Assembly election results, then so is Mamata Banerjee. Both these leaders had thrown their weight behind Arvind Kejriwal in this election. Now, both of them must be wondering, if the Congress party adopts a similar yardstick in their territories as the Congress had done in the national capital, whose cause is the Congress party really going to hurt? Whose cause is the Congress party really going to help? Is the Congress now, having been out of power since 2014, is the new strategy of the Congress to be a vote katua of the regional parties that it has done business with in the past? Because does it feel that that's the only way forward? Is it willing to live with this idea that the BJP will continue to get the better of the Congress party in head-to-head contests? And in states like Andhra, Odisha, where the Congress is perhaps a junior partner, it doesn't have any other strategy. Therefore, it may well think in terms of being a contestant across different assembly segments and across different Lok Sabha seats completely on its own. The fundamental question, the Congress's road to recovery post 2025, is it that of being a vote katua party? So that's the story of the Congress party. Do log on to our website, thesquirrels.in. Tell us what you thought about our video. You can subscribe to our YouTube handle or our Instagram page. If you have been, thanks so much for watching.